Well, good evening, good morning, and everything in between. Put that down. Welcome back to YouTube Creator News. Every week we come in at this time to do the thing, talk about YouTube's news for the week, feature announcements, updates, policy changes, anything else that happens in the world of YouTube. So I hope everyone had a great week. For some of you, I was chatting to you just yesterday. But for the rest, welcome. I hope you had a wonderful week. Let's turn on some stuff. And the volume's a bit low. All right, that's probably me and the microphone. Okay, making sure that we've got everything going here, audio and all. And yeah, as I said, I hope you've had a great week. Yeah, I'm probably talking a little softly too. That's probably part of it as well. So let's jump in and see who's rolling into the chat. Just pressing some buttons here. All right, let's crank it up there. Chantel Hills, very first in the chat today, saying hi everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. Yes, happy Thanksgiving for Thursday for those in the US that celebrate. Okay, next, click the right thing. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Kevin Hawthorne is in the house. Welcome, welcome. We've also got Frankie YT saying hello. We've got Buff Del Campo in the house. Good welcome to you. Good welcome to you. I know you're having, noting some of the audio. I'm just checking my levels, making sure I get like position on the mic, all that good stuff. Just tweaking the things. Let me have a look at my master audio over on. That's up at 100% over on Ecamm. Just checking that I haven't like dropped anything. I will try and enunciate and all that good stuff as well. Also, Shark Scrapper's in the house. Welcome to the stream. Live stream consultants, Chris is here. Good morning. I'm going to keep. I'm losing my ability to speak already. Amazing Yacht Destinations is here as well. Everyone's saying hi. Let's see. Everyone's saying good. Everyone's saying good day. Hello. Good morning. That's cool. That's cool. What else is going on here? Shark Scrapper saying it's 22 degrees Fahrenheit this AM. That's -5 Celsius. That's the opposite to what we got here right now. It is humid and warm, is all I have to say. Ollie Smith is in the house too, saying hello to all the beautiful people in the chat. Most Young Destination says, sorry to miss the member stream yesterday. That is okay. It was sort of a little later than my usual time slot, so I was a little later. So it wasn't too early in the morning on a Friday for US people, but at the same time, it was a little later here. I think I started an hour later than what I do this stream, just because I knew I didn't have to start at a certain time. And we had a bit of fun for about an hour or so, talking to some of the members about all sorts of different things. And we were touching on some stuff that we are going to talk about today. So you're not missing out. Nobody missed out. I didn't really go through the news yesterday. It was more of a shooting the breeze with the members and doing the whole hey Q&A with the members. And yeah, we had some fun. All sorts of wonderful things. And the wonderful Paul Dixon is here as well, saying hi to the chat, myself. Everyone's there. Making sure. I could hardly hear that in my ears, so I'm just trying to find a balance on all the audio today. Find all the balance and, things like that as well. Okay. I need to turn that off. That's beeping in my ear. All right. Good. Well, yeah, we got the usual YouTube news. I technically call it a short week this week because YouTube's based in the US and US has Thanksgiving. So the later in the week, sort of Thursday, Friday type stuff that sometimes comes through from YouTube, sometimes it's an additional insider video or different things like that, maybe a podcast, maybe an extra announcement. None of that this week. So we didn't get any of that this week. This week we got Creator Insider Newsflash on Tuesday. Because if it's Tuesday, it's Newsday, and a few other things in the socials to talk about this week. So we're going to dive in just a moment. It's going to make sure I haven't missed anything in the chat before we move on. Mark's here. I was chatting to Mark in Nick's Black Friday stream yesterday. On the description, what to put in for the course video, please, on YouTube. Course videos. Like, I haven't done a deep dive on courses yet. I know we were chatting a little bit in Nick's chat about courses yesterday as well. Courses is basically just like a special playlist that you can create on your channel that actually allows you to set up a course and it has some additional features which I haven't really dived into yet. But if you have a series of videos that could act as a course, which means it's teaching something, it has to be able to teach something. You can't just make a general playlist of entertainment, and that can't be turned into a course. YouTube will turn that off. But if you set up a course that is teaching something through a series of videos, then you can put them in a playlist. Well, the course is effectively a playlist with additional features. I haven't, as I said, I haven't dived into it yet, so to know exactly how that all works. I've sort of been thinking about what to do in terms of that. Like, can I make a series or something like that put together, even if it's like 3-4 videos that maybe teaches something in sequence. This part of this thing and then this part of this thing. So there, and there's additional stuff that you can add, like Q&As and quizzes. I think they call them quizzes, to the video content. So there's additional stuff that if somebody joins up and does the course, right now you can only do free courses, but at some point in the future, YouTube will roll it out so that you can make them paid courses as well. I would like to see them actually make courses that are like members only courses, so that people can join the membership, and that series of courses could become one of the perks. I reckon that would be a good idea, and I suspect that they'll do that at some point. So yeah, so for courses, more to come. At some point, I'll dive in. When I start diving in, and then I'll start documenting and get some tutorials up on how courses actually work on YouTube. Let's see what else we got. A lot of chat in the chat. All right, let's dive into the news. Before I do, I must hydrate. So let's play the jingle.
Stay tuned for Creator News.
Boom. Let's turn that off. As always, we like to start with what they talked about on Creator Insider Newsflash. So I still haven't taken that drink. Okay, this week there was 3 points that we're going to go through. First, handles across live chat and memberships. Also talking about some expansion to some of the short AI creation tools, basically reiterating what's rolling out and different things. We'll go into detail on that in a minute. And improvements to communities, some new community features that have now been activated now that it's available on desktop as well as mobile, all the good stuff. So let's dive right in, and let's start with a couple of posts where myself and Matt Navarra have recapped the Creator Insider video. Matt talks about the generative AI tools in Shorts, first of all. Also about making community tools more powerful. We're going to go into the details on those. And I basically just sort of outline those same 3 things: handles, Shorts AI, and communities. So let's jump into handles. I've put together some points this week. Let's go through them. Okay, so what's changed with handles? Because handles have been around for a few years now as an identifier on YouTube, a unique identifier, because channel names, quite frankly, how many channels called themselves Mr. Beast out there? Just a copycat or whatever. You can do that. There's no uniqueness to channel names. There's a lot of, Dark Knights and sniper wolves and different things. But anyway, handles in live chat and channel memberships. What is the change? YouTube is replacing channel names with handles as the primary visual identifier in live chat and channel memberships. And you know that we've been seeing that on and off on live streams for, I got to say, it's going to be close to a year now. They've been testing this on and off. We've seen channels get it for a while and then revert back to channel names and back and forth. But now they've locked them in, finally locked them in. We knew that they were going to do that. It was just a matter of time where they've locked everybody in. Okay, so what's the impact of this? It standardizes identity across the platform. Well, that's what handles do. It could be jarring for long-time users used to seeing display names. And I know, Buff, in the chat, we were talking about that in the comments of one of my videos about handles. Yeah, I acknowledge it's like, who is that? Because now I'm looking at, you know, I can see Mark Sidebot and Class 124. That's not the exact match for the channel name. It's slightly different. Although we do have some like live stream consultants. That was the channel name, just with some spaces. So there's varying degrees of whether handles are actually matching channels or not. The good news is you could go in and update that if you have like a mismatch, trying to get them closer to matching so that it's not as jarring for people who are like in streams that you regularly attend where you're known as your channel name. Now they can get used to you and know you by your handle instead. If the handle is pronounceable like your channel name, then it will be easier for people to shout you out in a live stream, different things like that. Moderators, there's a note here that they talked about here in the video this week. Moderators can still access the user's full channel details by tapping the handle. Now, I think that might be on mobile, because as far as I'm aware, my method on desktop at least was to click the three dots, and one of the options is go to channel. And on mobile, I'm going to have a look now. I've got my phone set up here. On mobile, I haven't tested that yet. Okay, we need to go. I need to go to. I can go into the stream. That's one way of doing it. Stop. That needs to be muted. All right, we're going to check this. So if I'm a... Okay. See, on mobile. Okay. I can't tap. I'm on my own stream, and I can't even do moderator stuff. Hang on. Am I in a different account? Let me see what account I'm in. I am in a different account, that's why. So it's good to be in the right YouTube account. Like, what's going on? Come on. Show me my stream. Yeah, this is fun. Okay, there we are. Because as channel owner, I am also a moderator on my own channel. All right. Yeah, so if because you can tap on the whole message and then you get all the moderator options, which includes go to channel and doing all the moderator stuff. So there's no real difference. It's not any different than what you could do when it was channel name. So it's all good. But that's an interesting. It's still an interesting note to take note of. It's a note to take note of. All right, let's talk about the Shorts AI tools this week. Nobody really posted about it because it really is rehashing announcements from Made on YouTube and different things that have come out. So some of the things that they did discuss was VO3 model. Google DeepMind's VO3 model is coming to Shorts on mobile. We know that they're already using that in Gemini and different places. It allows for longer generated video backgrounds, up to 8 seconds, with synchronized ambient audio and speech. For VO3, they've added where you could create just maybe a moving image before. It can now actually add music, sound effects, speech, different things like that. Other new tools on Shorts, green screen backgrounds and photo to video. These are things we've talked about before. I'm not sure why they're just doing like reminders, but sometimes it's good because they are rolling out a lot of new shorts tools on a consistent basis, and it's always good to know what the latest and greatest is if you ever use those shorts tools. Sometimes I use them for a brief period, and then it might be a few months before I use them again. Sometimes I'll use them on a constant, regular basis. But I will use some sets of the AI tools more than others. Like I might be recording a short, but I might not be creating things in from scratch or from a prompt or image to video. I might just be like editing a video and uploading it and just using some of the other shorts tools like adding captions and picking the thumbnail and stuff, which isn't really the generative side of things. Remixing photos into videos with custom prompts are rolling out to more markets, specifically those for English language settings. So not everybody's had everything all at once. So different countries and regions are getting different slices of tools into the shorts tools, even into the YouTube Create app at different times. So it's worth checking back if you're interested in any of that sort of stuff. Next, we're going to talk about communities. And our friend Peggy posted about some of the updates. And one of the key updates this week is pinning a post. Now, you could always pin like a comment under a post even before communities came along, but now the creator can pin maybe a viewer's post or their own post, so it sits at the top of community. So it's like pinning it. It's like pinning a comment, but pinning a post instead. I think that's a pretty good feature. We're going to go and we've got the details on the other screen, so I'm not going to read Peggy's post, but that is one of the things that's coming out. We're going to talk about here. First off, a few weeks ago, we know that they rolled out to desktop. You can now view, post, and moderate your community directly from a desktop computer. Some new engagement tools, the pinning that we just talked about. Hearts, creators can now heart posts made by viewers in a community space, similarly to how we can heart comments and super chats and different things like that. Sharing. Direct links to specific community posts are available via the mobile app, making it easier to drive traffic from other socials. So you can actually now share a particular post, and I'm assuming that's available to anybody. Anybody can share any post that's public if it's like a public available community. If you're in that community, you can see the post. Then I suspect that you'll be able to use the sharing functionality to share it on socials. So that's interesting. Now, before we continue, I want to just go back. Let's jump into the chat, get caught up, because the chat is rolling. People are coming in, and I'm reading the news. Let's see, what do we need? A lot of conversation. That's great. Important information here. Let's just post that. American English with Brent. Brent, welcome to the stream. For the first time in a long time, I did not buy anything on Black Friday. I have all the tech I need right now. That's pretty cool. And that's a reminder that I did a little poll in the pinned comments. It's a 3-way poll, not just a yes, no. It's a yes, no, and let's have a look at the at how we're tracking on that. Let's have to click on it. Yes, no, and still looking, because sometimes you might be looking and maybe there's going to be something on Cyber Monday. Who knows? Yes is at 15%, so some people have found a bargain. No, nobody's found 54%. Big amount that have not found a bargain. They may not be looking for a bargain. I'm not sure. 31% still looking. That's interesting. So that'll be up throughout the stream for people to vote on. So that's all good. Still can't tag on. Yeah, Renee has promised us that tagging on mobile is coming. Now that the handles are locked in, I wonder how long it's going to take. How long is it going to take, Renee? If you're listening, let us know. Little tickle there in the throat. Okay. Yeah. Commands. Buff Del Campo says, I pinned instructions to change handles at the top of my chat. Many viewers change handles, but some viewers didn't understand it. I'm learning who everyone is now. Yeah, relearning names. Absolutely. Yeah, not everybody's going to have the technical know-how how to get through it. If they're on mobile, it's a fairly easy process. If they're on desktop watching, and especially if they're on TV, I don't know if you can do it on TV, but yeah, you'd have to like get into your account. Mobile's the easiest place to do it, but even changing your handle on desktop, you need to be able to go in Studio. And if they're just viewers of YouTube and don't create content on YouTube, they're not going to know how to navigate Studio at all. So mobile is probably the best place to send people to if they want to go and update their handle. But yeah, people are going to struggle. Viewers are going to struggle. If they're not creators, I think they're definitely going to struggle. Epitastic Joshua is here. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope I've missed anyone else so far. I'm just trying to get caught up. Tagging on mobile is a new checks in the mail promise. Yeah, it is a little bit. Mark says it's nearly Christmas. It is. We're less than a month away. Here it is the 29th. And Christmas is the 25th of December, so less than a month. It's all happening. Brent said he's got the Osmo 3 Pocket 3 mic minis and Mini 3. Not the most up to date, but it works for me. Osmo 6 looks really good. In that's the whole DJI ecosystem. Wow, nice. SMA Sky's in the house and says tagging on mobile coming for Christmas. Maybe that'd be lovely. A Christmas present. Last time Renee gave us a Christmas present, or YouTube did, it was like, you can gift memberships, 10 a month, if in 2 lots of 5. I'm like, okay, how do we do it? You do this, but you can't do it on a brand account because it's tied in with the gifted memberships. We could, still to this day, I cannot give gift memberships to anybody. I can't. Well, unless I like go and buy a gifted membership. But even then, I probably have to do it from a third-party channel. And no, how does that work? No, because I've bought gifted memberships on this channel, on other channels. I'm confused. But yeah, there's a gifted membership issue with brand accounts that does apply to the whole channels that have 10 a month to give away free of charge. It's just, yeah, I've never been able to do it. I think it's been 2 years now. Chantel says, I picked up a couple of hard drives earlier in the week. Does that count? That does count. If you got them for a good price, that counts as a bargain. But I think it does. I think it does. All right, let us jump back to the news now. We just talked about communities. Let's talk about, we've only got a couple more things to talk about. A handful of things. Not a hugely busy week in news. Now, there was a lot of chat about this feature that was sort of not announced anywhere, but posted in the experiments part of YouTube. YouTube is experimenting with something called the custom feed. Sounds interesting. You can see a lot of people posting about it. I didn't even post about it, but everyone else did. Peggy posted about it. Zach, Matt, Lindsay, even on Dexerto, the website, they talked about it as well. So what do you mean by custom feed? Let's have a look. What is the custom feed experiment? It's a new Your Custom Feed chip is appearing for some users next to their home tab on the mobile app. How does it work? It's an AI-driven feature where users can enter a text prompt like "Show me tech reviews" or "Cooking tutorials for beginners" to generate a temporary personalized feed based on specific interest. So this is like a variation on search, except it's driven by text prompts. So it's not just I'm looking for something that matches this group of letters. This is more of a nuanced sort of search. So what does it matter? It gives viewers a more control over their discovery experience without permanently altering the algorithm or watch history. It acts like a temporary profile for a specific mood or topic. So this isn't going to like, obviously if you watch a video from the results of this, that's going to go into your watch history. But what you type in isn't going to affect your general browse sort of homepage recommendations necessarily. But the fact that you watch some of those videos as a result of your search may do. Now, this is the article that YouTube actually posted. So this is what they actually shared. We're experimenting with a new feature called your custom feed that lets you customize recommendations for your home feed. If you're a part of the experiment, you'll see your custom feed appear on your homepage as a chip besides home. Maybe I should have a look. Let's have a look. Do I have a chip? When you click it, I don't think I got it. But home is down the bottom on the mobile. Home is down the bottom. It says home shorts, and you got the plus for doing all the live streaming and creating a short and stuff. Then you've got subscriptions, and they've got the U tab. So I don't know if the chip is down there or if it's somewhere else on the screen. Evidently, I don't see it, so I'm not in the experiment. Somebody in the audience might be in the experiment, but I'm not in the experiment. When you click on it, it can update your existing home feed recommendations by entering a single prompt. This feature is designed to give you an easy-to-use way to have more control over your suggested content. If you see it, check it out and share your feedback. That's a little different to what some of the other reports say, so there must be extra information floating around out there in terms of how this is going to work. Now, because this is an experiment, this is not something that's rolling out en masse, but it's something that, if successful, they will roll out for viewers. So this is really a viewers feature. Obviously, if you make good content on the topic that people are looking for, you're going to turn up in search results regardless. And the search results are going to be based on the typical things that search results are based on YouTube. They're going to be more targeted because it's going to be based on your prompt rather than just a search phrase. So we should be able to see some more interesting results and maybe some more videos surfaced for viewers that may not be surfaced in general search. So we'll see how that works. I'm optimistic, and a lot of people are happy about that because they say they want more control around their feed, about the videos that YouTube is suggesting them. Well, this is a perfect way to do it. You can literally type in what you want. Which sort of does sound like search when you think about it. All right. Next, another one that they're talking about is expansion. And they're experimenting with this, and some people are getting it now, and it's going to roll out to everyone eventually. Peggy again posted about this one this week. This is pre-publication checks for community guidelines. So we already know that when we upload a video, they do pre-checks for copyright and pre-checks for monetization, ad-friendly guidelines. Now they're going to be adding, over time, some people get this early because they're in the experiment. Some people get it later once they roll it out to everybody. So that when you upload, it will check your video for any potential community guideline violations and let you know before you publish your video. Let's look into the more details on that. This is the post, first of all. I've put this in reverse order to the last one, just to be different. It says, we know how much effort you put into your content, and sometimes community guidelines violations are unintentional. To help you avoid the frustration of a removal or a strike, we've been testing a new feature that checks for some community guidelines violations in the video upload flow, similar to copyright and advertiser-friendly guideline checks. We're excited to share that we'll be expanding on this experiment to a larger group of creators. So they're going to a larger group now that it should be made public, so people, if they get it, know what it is. Okay, so the check step in the upload flow is going to add that extra check for community guidelines. It uses automated systems to flag potential violations before the video goes public. If flagged, which is what we're calling the fix it phase. That's hard to say. If flagged, creators have the chance to edit the video to address the issue, potentially saving them from a strike or warning after publication. Now, there is a caveat on this. It's not 100% foolproof. Passing the check initially doesn't guarantee that you won't get flagged manually. some point in the future. Like you could get reported for something, or you get picked up by a subsequent scan, human review, different things like that. But it is a massive safety net for the gray area content. So if you sort of publish something that's a little edgy out there, then it might say, hey, this is a little edgy. You might have some issues with this. So you might want to think about whether you actually want to publish it or not. So I think that's a net positive feature that they're working on rolling out there. All right, next. A couple of people, including Matt Navarro, who's posted on two different things. There's a couple of things like with the YouTube layout, and I've seen it on desktop in particular, and I believe some people have seen different things happening on mobile as well. But things are happening like Matt says here, YouTube's latest layout swap is confusing everyone, and users say it's pointless. Obviously, he's quoting an article on Android Authority for this. YouTube has quietly swapped subscriptions and new tabs in the sidebar, and users are fuming. Like, I thought they had disappeared for a day or two, but then I realized that they had moved subscriptions below the line and then sort of aggregated it with all the channel list of channels I'm subscribed to. Fans say the new layout disrupts years of navigation habits without offering any upside. So there's that going on. And in the other report, it says that users are reporting that some common features have now disappeared, and I believe that some of this was a bug on this side of things. YouTube is glitching, and users are noticing key features missing across the platform. Published dates are vanishing from both shorts and long-form videos. The subscription tab disappeared for some users, which we sort of mentioned just before. YouTube appears to be quietly testing and/or fixing back-end changes. We have a little bit more information, so let's go through this. So these are some of the things, sort of the bugginess and/or changes. We don't know. Some may be bugs, some may be changes, some may be experiments. The missing dates, a widespread bug or test, has removed upload date from videos on the home and subscription feeds for many users on mobile and desktop. This makes it incredibly hard to distinguish between fresh news and 3-year-old tutorials. And that, I understand. People use that as an indicator of how new the video is. Missing subscriptions tab. Some mobile users report that their subscription tab had completely vanished from the top navigation bar. The funny thing is, on mobile, the navigation bar, the subscription is on the bottom, and it has been there for a long time. So I'm not sure what they mean by that. I know it moved on the side of the desktop. So yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a little bit confused by that information. The menu swap for others, subscriptions, and for you. The subscriptions and you library tabs are swap places. Okay, on mobile, the you and subscriptions is still in the same place for me, so I haven't seen any issues there. So it could have been a bug or the testing stuff. An observation. This seems to be a server-side A/B test or a glitchy rollout that is causing significant friction for users who rely on muscle memory. And there's certain things to be said for muscle memory when it comes to finding stuff on YouTube that you're used to on the app or on desktop. Hey, it was here, but now it's over here. So yeah. All right. And let's go. And we're wrapping things up. Neil Mohan did a bit of a recap, and I might have even mentioned this at the end of last week's stream. Did a bit of a recap of features that they sort of shipped or been building or been talked about in the last month. And he rattled off a few here, including Veo 3 in the YouTube Create app, which I haven't seen yet. Although that is new. They just rolled it out to Australia the other week, as we know. Edit with AI, draw to video, photo to video, dream track, speech to song. A lot of these are shorts stuff. Now we get a bit broader, streaming across horizontal, vertical formats. I still don't have that feature. Thank you, YouTube. Communities are now on desktop. Yes, I have that. You can pin posts and top your community. Yes, we talked about that. Sharing links to your community. An updated watch page on TVs. RStudio is now out in a couple of locations. And I believe it is US, Canada. I think that's New Zealand and India. Last week I was trying to squint and look at that emoji to see which flag that was, because I don't believe RStudio's in Australia yet, because I don't see it. You can now gift jewels and vertical live streams in Taiwan. That's a new rollout. Sharing videos you hyped as public posts. That was a recent announcement. New category leaderboards for hyped videos. So there's broadening some of the categories a bit. Public and members only channel page filters and content summaries in Studio mobile app. So that's sort of a bit of the overview. Whoop. That's not what I meant. I clicked the wrong thing. That is incorrect. That is an old thumbnail. Where was I? I clicked the button below the arrow and then it just opened up the page. Okay, that's where we were. I was meant to click the arrow and go here. There we go. Now here we just marked out some of the key ones. Now I've already read them out, so I'm not going to go through them again. YouTube CEO Neil Mohan posted a recap of major rollouts for November. And I wouldn't say they're all rollouts, but it's stuff that's come up community with Creator Insider and other YouTube announcements where they might have made an update or announced something during the month of November. And it's all pretty cool. That's a lot of stuff that they're shipping. And even we had a comment on the members stream that we did yesterday. Somebody asked, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been David's All Natural Gym, but I could be wrong. Asked the question, is YouTube putting out a lot of more? Was it just me? It might have been Larry actually. Are they shipping a lot more than usual, or do we it just seems that way? And we're trying to discuss that. So if you want to discuss that, you can discuss that. Yeah, that's all the newsy stuff that we got this week. So if you have a question for me, of course, make sure to drop it in the chat, put a Q in front of it so I know that it's for me, and we'll address that in this next part of the stream. I'm going to go back and get caught up on some emails here. SMA Sky says, I've got a strip of individually addressable lights for the house in my Amazon cart that is on Cyber Monday already. It's a whopping $2 to $3 off. Woohoo. Hey, a saving's a saving. I need it anyway to finish the year-round lights. Absolutely. If you can pick them up on a deal, that's always good. Yeah, I sometimes research a specific topic and then get stuck with thousands of those videos in my feed. That sounds like it could fix it. Well, hopefully. We shall see as they roll it out and we get that. Monique is here. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I don't do Black Friday. If I need something, I'm getting hate to wait. Yeah, when it's needed, it's needed. Absolutely. Brent says he's only 44 subscribers away from 80k. Might be today. Yeah. Well, congratulations in advance for the 80k, because that's pretty wild. Wild. Cruising in towards that 100k. Good stuff. All right, what else we got here? Mark says YouTube is changing. It's ever changing. Absolutely. Fix It Felix. Woot woot. I don't know who Fix It Felix is, but there you go. Are we? I'm scrolling. Okay, what is Dream Track? That's a good question. Speech to song. I doubt I sound any better singing than I do talking. What am a Dream Track? Yeah, what is Dream Track? I should know this. It is one of the generative AI's features in Shorts. Do I even have Dream Track? That's a good question. It's under Add Sound. Dream Track. How do you do Dream Track? I'm just having a look at my phone real quick, because I know it is a Shorts feature. It's under photo, video clips, images, background. Not in the AI playground. It's not in the AI bit. Where is that? Okay. See, once I go into, click Add Sound, I'll try to remember what Dream Track is now, because it was something to do with music. All right. Yeah, I'm going to research this because I've forgotten. I should know what Dream Track is. So let's. on YouTube. All right. I've asked Google. Here we go. This is what the Google search AI overview tells me. DreamTrack is a YouTube tool that uses AI to generate instrumental soundtracks for shorts based on a user's text prompt. And I can't see how to get to that in the shorts. While the previous version allowed for generating 30-second tracks in the style of famous artists, the current tool focuses on creating royalty-free instrumental music. Users can then add this music to their videos, and other creators can remix it using the same AI-generated audio. Yeah, how do I get to that? I want to see how that works. Here we go, create AI-generated soundtrack. Learn more. Okay, so it's only available in the US. That's why I can't see it. Here we go. So when you look at the YouTube documentation, it tells you. DreamTrack with instrumental soundtracks is available to users in the United States, either in YouTube Shorts or the YouTube Create app. Learn more about the YouTube Create app. Global audiences can use the soundtracks as is to remix them into their own shorts. DreamTrack is a suite of experimental tools that enable creators to generate unique music for their shorts. We believe this will foster a thriving ecosystem that benefits artists, creators, and fans. All right. So yeah, it's an iteration of creating background music for your shorts. So that's the short answer with a little bit of research on the way. I do remember when they launched it a year or two ago, it made on YouTube, it was like making like little mini songs from in the style of, and these were artists that had signed on with YouTube. There was a half a dozen or so artists that you could sort of have it sound like their type of music. Philip Murphy's in the house. Hello, public and members. How are you? Absolutely, very good. Philip was on the members stream yesterday. Yeah, music for shorts. Exactly. And Livestream Consultants is on the ball. It is not available in Australia yet. That's why I can't find it. And I'm mucking around looking for it, and I couldn't find it. All right. Anything else? Have I missed anything else in the chat? There's a Enfield Road, Loud in the Loft is here. Hi, Doug. Hi, and all in chat. Nice. Welcome. No worries. No worries. I have the information at my fingertips. So I just do my search. I do my interweb searches. And then as a result, instead of you going and finding out, but then, you get the benefit of that. I find out, and then everybody in the chat gets the benefit of that in case I had the same question, which is always good. Love it. Okay, where's my mouse? I lost my mouse. There we are. Brent says, so far this year, I've released 2 shorts on my main channel. I just don't think it's worth it to grow an engaged audience. Am I wrong? I think to a certain extent you are correct. The longer the video, to a certain extent, the longer the video, the more opportunity people have to get to know you. So you can do that in like live streams on longer form videos where people are getting to know your personality, depending on the type of video you're doing. Even talking head videos when you're spending time and especially if you're like putting a bit of yourself out there, like your own personality, your own uniqueness, even in regular videos, then that's like building community to a certain extent, bringing regular viewers back. They become community. Obviously, live stream's huge for community. Shorts, a little bit different. There's not a lot of time for them to get to connect. Very hard to connect though, only 15, 60 seconds. Sometimes people need longer to build that connection. So yeah, shorts can be like that. But shorts have other benefits that are apart from community. So that's yeah. And you can get an engaged shorts audience if you can figure out that process, particularly around series. I've seen a lot of success with people like the the shorts channel for Deep Pocket Monster, which is like a Pokemon channel. I think they call it Deep Pocket Shorts or something like that. But they do a very specific formatted series, and they're very engaged. And even Daniel Batal, who does the DaVinci Resolve for Noob series as a short, that brings in a fairly engaged audience. Obviously not as engaged as what you would get on a live stream, what you get on regular content in long form. But that's where Daniel's built most of his audience for that part, the DaVinci Resolve tutorials. He does a lot more on the shorts than he does on the sort of long form. And then I think he even probably live streams more consistently than he does long form videos. So it's an interesting paradigm that I've seen, that people have had success doing that in shorts. And obviously it's not just about whacking up shorts. There's got to be some intention. Roberto Blake's been talking about his short strategy that he's been getting a lot of his coaching clients to do, who, if they're in that zone to do shorts, and he calls it the short splits method, and they're getting a lot of success out of that. I don't know what that looks like in terms of engagement, but it's certainly in terms of views and interaction, in terms of people coming back and watching again and again. To get like the results. Obviously, the strategy and for a lot of shorts creators, specifically shorts creators, is that for them, for their play, for the monetization, apart from like brand deals and stuff, is high volume views, viral type shorts that are getting millions and millions of views, because that's, they need to do that sort of views to get like the revenue in terms of like shorts views. But of course, there is YouTube are working to bring more of that brand deal integration into shorts. So you're going to be able to link out to, if you're doing a specific brand deal and a brand is connected in with that short, then you're going to be able to link out to that brand's offer. Whereas right now, you can't do links in descriptions on shorts. And so you can't link out to stuff unless it's like related video link, or if you're using the the YouTube shopping integration to put the tag a product on the short. So there are some things happening in shorts there to make shorts more appealing for creators to make. And if you can nail it, then you can literally get millions and millions of views on those, and have it be somewhat self-supporting in terms of what you're doing and the creation part. Whether you can make a living off it, I'm not sure. But I think when you tie that in with brand integrations and shorts, then I think you can become self-sufficient just doing shorts. It's interesting. Shorts, I think depends on what it is. Mind no harm in posting some to see what happens. Yeah, like I'm a little inconsistent on shorts. I sometimes get in a bit of a run. Sometimes I'll drop something intentional with some news. And as I was sharing with members, like the recent one I did on the policy update that was for restricted content to do with gambling and violence in games. It was like the two-edged thing that was starting from November 12. I did a video like the warning, for that. That performed quite well out of my last bunch of shorts. So that's interesting. So keep dabbling in ways to make it like enough effort to make it be informative and have value, but not make it too tedious where it's like I'm editing a long form video, because I don't want to spend the same time I make a long form video on a short, because the short, the length of it's like maybe a minute, a minute or two at the most. So I don't want the heavy lift of creating complex shorts. So, I've been dabbling with Agent Opus and different things as well. But in the end, it's nothing like the good old fashioned edit most of it yourself, in my opinion. But if you can sort of like get your stuff together quickly, record it quickly, and then put it all together and then upload it, then I think, shorts can be something that isn't too difficult to do. All right. Shorts are usually taken from long form content. Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people doing it like out of the gate. A lot of people do that. I did that. I did a Mr. Beast video a little while ago, a month or two back, and so I chopped that up into shorts. It was like about 5 shorts, which I don't normally do, but that did a work. I think because Mr. Beast it has a bit of draw, and it was like creator tips from Mr. Beast basically. Not from what he said, but observing how he creates content, learning from that. Let's see. Millions of views. Well, that's it. A creator can dream. You can dream. You can dream, and sometimes you can, figure out how to make that a reality. I know Shorts is an interesting beast. And in terms of long form videos, if you're not making mass appeal content, then it becomes more difficult. But it's really a matter of bumped my mic. Sorry about that. It's really more of a model of viral for you, not just getting a million views. Getting a high number for the sake of it. But what is a good number compared to what you typically get for a video? So what is viral for you? It might be, you might be used to getting 500 views a video, just example, depending where you are. People are getting a lot more than that, of course. People getting a lot less than that. But say you're typically used to getting 500 views, roughly, average, a video. But then you get a video that goes up, gets, 5,000 or 10,000. That's viral for you. That's a winner for you. That's a outlier, as they say. So, that's the way to go. I could probably easily get that. Yeah, that's a thing, because the different, you could definitely win a lot of clicks. Definitely get a lot of clicks, but getting a lot of clicks, that some of them may turn into views. Some of them may, it's that long-term goodwill. If you trick someone into clicking, then fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. I mean, how's it go? I'm stuffing it up just like George W. Bush. I'm not even going to try it now, but you know what I mean. It's like, it reinforces it. Okay, I've seen this guy's videos before. He misrepresents it, so I'm not even going to bother clicking now. And so in the long term, it hurts you rather than helps you. But yes, you don't want to misrepresent the content you make. Ooh. I use Opus Clips to create shorts for my live stream. It allows me to reach viewers that can't catch the live stream. Yeah, that's a good use. And Opus Clips does a really good job of clipping that type of content for sure. Yeah, that's right. Not everybody has a mass appeal because remember we're after a particular niche, and particular niches aren't generally mass appeal unless it's a niche that is very popular, like a gaming could, if you can get the right video about the right game at the right time, then that could take off. But if you're serving a specific audience, that audience has a ceiling. That audience it has what's called a total addressable market. There's only so many people who are interested in a topic. And so it could be very big or it could be very small, generally somewhere in between. If I do that, I'll probably get pissed off as I would do if someone dares you have one sponsor placement on a video. Yeah, what more than one sponsor in a video? That's like, wow. I think the only channel I see that could get away with having multiple ad reads or multiple sponsors in one video is Linus Tech Tips. But usually the second thing that they're shouting out is their own thing anyway. Most of the time. Generally, the video, it's one sponsor. That's why I prefer to be authentic. Absolutely. I guess those I see getting views just bank on people not knowing any better. They do. They're thinking short term gain, long term pain. Short-term pain for us, or, you know, doing the right thing, being authentic. It takes longer, but in the long run, it's more sustainable. Definitely. I could have on occasion frame my content to hopefully inform properly. Yeah. That's sort of that's one of the things I've struggled with before, is like how clickbaity is too clickbaity, because there's like okay, it's good to, you know, am I exaggerating? Am I outright lying? Am I just like putting a bit of marketing spin on it? Is it good marketing spin? Is it a bad marketing spin? Being truthful and authentic can be good, but you can make like a title or a thumbnail still be desirable without becoming clickbaity or without deceiving. So it's just about sort of understand the audience, understand the content. If you understand, now hopefully you understand your content, but understand the audience and how, you know, what they want to know, and use terminology that they would know, so then that they go, okay, that's what that's about, I'll click on it, makes sense, they're happy because they understand the terminology, they understand the nuance. You're speaking to the right audience, and then they're like, yeah, right on. Let's see. Is it clickbait or intrigue feed? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Scully Pop is here. Scully, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's like I call it click worthy. Like if you deliver on the promise, then it's not clickbait, is it? It's really click worthy. It's like, hey, I'm saying in this really interesting way to get your attention, but I am actually delivering on the promise. So, you know, delivering on the promise, that's the win. And make sure that you make it clear early in the video that you're delivering on the promise. You might deliver on the promise later in the video, but let them know that, yeah, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to deliver later in the video. Because, you know, if you deliver right up front and then it's done, then, you know, what are they sticking around for after that? So you want to let them know that, hey, we're going to actually get to that answer, but first, on our way to that, we need to talk about this or whatever. You know, it just depends on what you're talking about, what the format of the video is. Definitely want to like open a loop at the beginning of the video, so you can open the loop on the thumbnail and the title, but you can also open the loop in the introduction. Let people know, reconfirm that, yeah, you are in the right place. We're going to address that. Paul says that Mr. Beast thumbs tend to be a bit over the top compared to the video, but he still delivers the value in other ways. Yeah, like the imagery, there's nowhere in the video, but it sort of is what the video is about, but in a more interesting way. Sometimes it puts Mr. Beast in the situation that maybe the contestants are actually in on the thumbnail. So it's like Mr. Beast isn't really competing, but you know, the people who are competing are generally in that situation. So yeah, it can be an interesting one with Mr. Beast. Yeah, this is an interesting one. The recent example of the i3 Atlas comet, some frame it as aliens, conspiracy, people eat that up. Yes, that stuff's all over Facebook, pictures and all. Facebook's the only place I see that stuff, to be honest. But real content explaining what it really is doesn't get spread much. Yeah. Maybe it just seems that way to me. I think you're right. I think you're right. All right. Yeah, I like that intrigue feed. There we go. There we go. You know, I think, you know what? I think it's about that time. I'm gonna call it today.
It's the last call.
It's the last call, which means we're sort of in that latter part of the stream where, you know, we're going to be wrapping things up soon, sending you on over to Niman Live, which we haven't talked about what's coming up later today, which we're going to do in just a second. in this section, if you have anything you want to say or have a question you want to ask, put a Q in front of that. So, it's the last chance to do all that in the chat, drop it all in, and then we can address that. What I also need to do is do some clickies over here. Make sure I've got my redirect in place. Let's see if Nick's put his stream up. There it is. Yeah. Cool. And so what that means is, let's get rid of this stuff. I'll leave last call up there. So coming up today, yes, let's drop that in there a bit. Coming up today, Niman Live at 9 a.m. Eastern. Nick and Dee are doing the show today. They were off last week, but they're back doing the show. So tune in for that on Nick's channel at 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's in like 28 minutes from now. If you hang around the chat here, when the stream ends, you'll automatically end up in Nick's pre-show stream. Now, this week, Roberto Blake is tonight, about 6:15 p.m. Eastern, if I've done my math correctly. So somewhere around there, he may change that when it gets closer. But Roberto Blake's doing his channel review stream. He normally does it on a Friday because of Thanksgiving weekend. He's changed things up a bit. He's doing it on Saturday night. So be on the look around the 6-7 p.m. time. Might go a little bit, end up going a little bit later because Roberto tends to, just move it around a little bit depending on his schedule. So check that out. And of course, Sunday night, Chantel streams at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 10 a.m. Monday morning, Brisbane time. I know because that's the time I watch. Tune in. And of course, I'll be back here next time, 7 a.m. Eastern next week with more YouTube creator news. Okay, let's jump back in the chat. Brent's out of here. He's got to record a video. That's a good reason to get out of here. Buff Del Campo says thanks for the stream. Not a problem. We'll be wrapping things up in a few minutes' time. Any last convos that are going to have happen? We're going to go have a look in the chat right now. Some cream of wheat and get ready for Niman. Yeah. And I just got my 30-minute alert popping in my alerts. Do we have Niman? Yes, we have this week. Yeah, pretty good. Scully says very cool layouts. Yeah, we've been fine tuning for years, and sometimes we change it up, start with something brand new from scratch. This is what we're going with. YouTube creator news. We're doing the thing. Been doing that for a few months now. Go. So yeah, any last questions or comments? Make sure you drop them in the chat. I did during my member stream yesterday. I did mention that I did drop on socials, and I did the social instead of as a live stream, like another dedicated live stream, like a Black Friday stream. Like Nick is doing one, Sean Cannell did one. Other channels in different niches are doing like Black Friday stream. I thought this year I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is just put together like a guide of the deals that are available, and so I publish them on socials. I didn't post a link in the chat. I'm going to go find my link on that now. Let's open up my sheets real quick. Find the link for that. This is a link to. This is like a downloadable PDF. It has clickable links, takes you to the deals. Some of them are affiliates, some of them aren't. They're clearly disclosed. All of the above. And I'm going to drop that in the chat as soon as I can. To the right tab. So I'm going to drop that in. So this is there's a couple. I went back and edited it. So this is like the second version because I found out about a couple of deals after I put it out, and so I just updated the file and the link. So yeah, so there's some Black Friday deals in there. Some suggestions. There is one for Adobe that I think is over already, so you can ignore the Adobe one. It was 50% off Creative Cloud, but hey, they decided to end it on like before Black Friday even finished, so good on them. Let's jump back in the chat. I'm battling with Claude, working on my custom app for controlling OBS and my telescope. Sometimes it's amazing what it does, and other times it goes around and around. But all over, it's saved me time. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do. It's amazing what you can do. I have used Claude a bit for, like, up until this point, I found Claude better than like chat and that. I haven't sort of gone and revisited Gemini since their update. They're supposed to be getting a lot better with vibe coding and stuff as well. I haven't jumped into yet myself. No, you'll have to not reattach your phone panel on your wall. No, it's still sitting on the floor. I need to get the right double sided. I need to find my double sided tape. Basically, it's like flying around somewhere. Ecamm have a 7-hour stream with deals tomorrow. Yeah, Ecamm's always solid. Ecamm, I love Ecamm. I like using it for streaming, and yeah, it's really good. Really good. And Ecamm is one of the deals in the PDF guide. So good old Ecamm. Yeah, Ecamm, like if you've got a Mac, Ecamm's the way to go. Like you can try OBS or Meld, which are free, but I think for what Ecamm offer, even though it's ideally it's a subscription. Obviously there's some limitations if you don't have a paid subscription, but it's like I don't have any issues. It's rock solid. It does just about everything I need it to do. I can integrate it. Like I don't even use they've got their own comment system. Comments, so they can bring comments up, but I choose to use Social Stream Ninja, but I can still do that using browser source. Using that sort of thing. So the only thing you can't do is what you can't think of. Basically, there's ways to make things happen. Oh, Paul with a scoop. I just saw a scoop here. This is a scoop. I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, Meld's got that out now. YouTube's doing it. StreamYard just did their dual stream thing. Well, wouldn't it be great if Ecamm would do that too? So yeah, good work on the heads up. I appreciate the heads up on that because that just makes me not have to muck around with all, maybe even the YouTube thing when that comes out. But we'll see. The one advantage the YouTube thing has at the moment, if Ecamm could integrate with that would be great. But I know that if you use the StreamYard one, then there's still two separate streams with two separate chats. Even though StreamYard aggregates it on their end, it's still two separate chats in YouTube. With the YouTube one, if you do your horizontal vertical in the YouTube studio and the live dashboard, the chat is integrated between the vertical and the horizontal. So that's pretty cool. Oh, the beat. And the bonus for that is that I'm in the beta program. I constantly. This is how confident I am in their beta software. Is I use it over the regular software just because if there's an update, I just want to be in there testing the latest and greatest. And I know that there's a risk in doing that, but it's always fairly rock solid. There's a few minor bugs here and there, but they fix them so quickly. I definitely appreciate what they do. So yeah, that's good. That means there might be a nice announcement this coming week or next week or two, and if they roll that out, then I'll be testing it, if you know what I mean. It's funny how ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini all respond similarly, and sometimes they have the same trouble with the same problem. Of course, maybe it's me in how I present the problem. Well, that's true. They say it's all about the prompt, don't they? That's funny. All right. Well, I want to give myself time to make a coffee and settle in and get prepped because I got a mod for the next 3 hours over on Nimmin Live. So I'm going to let you all do the same. Get your drinks ready. Have your breakfast, whatever it is in the part of the world where you are. And if you want to hang around in this chat, you'll automatically end up in Nick's pre-show chat, which is always a good place to end up. And in the meantime, I will see you next week. Catch you later.